Hi there, and welcome to ARTS 1301, Art Appreciation. I'm so excited that you're in my class this semester. I hope you really enjoy this course. I try to make it interesting while we're covering our course objectives, obviously, but it's a topic that I really enjoy. I've been involved in the visual arts for a lot of years, and I just really enjoy introducing students to new things and kind of giving them a new sense of appreciation and perception of the visual arts. So that's kind of what this class is about. And as we get started, I wanted to just give you a few tips, tell you some things that are super important before you get started. Okay, so first things first, you need the textbook for this class. Do not try to do without it. This is an online course. You have got to have the textbook and you've got to do the readings, okay? I try to keep the readings reasonable. This is a great text. It's called Living with Art by Mark Getling. We're using the 11th edition. I don't feel like there's that many differences between the 11th edition and the 10th edition. I was using the 10th edition up until a couple of years ago when they came out with this. So I don't really mind if you want to use an older edition to save a little money. Just keep in mind that there are some differences, and the exam questions, things like that, that's going to be coming from this edition that we're using. And there might be some differences in like the illustrations, the art pieces that are covered. So just know that there are differences, but if you're a gambler, you could possibly go with the 10th edition. I won't tell anyone. Okay, but you do need the textbook. Do not try to do without it. I've had students in the past try, and it's impossible. Okay, don't be that person. You may have to make some sacrifices, but it is worth it. You've already paid for the course. You're already in it. Just make the sacrifice necessary to buy your books. Do what you got to do to get that done. I've had a student actually just a couple semesters ago who literally, I think it was 2 days after the deadline to withdraw, she contacted me and said, I've been using this online free trial and it ran out and I don't know what I'm going to do. And there was nothing I could do and I felt terrible, but it's just one of those things. You got to do it. You got to make it happen. You're going to need the book. So don't try to do without it. Okay? Second thing, please be aware of due dates. They're very important in this class. I have them posted everywhere. You can take a look in the Blackboard calendar. It'll tell you all the due dates. In this class, I always have new content start on Monday and then goes through Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. And then the next content folders for the next week, and we start again on Monday. So you'll see that everything is due for that particular week at 11:59 p.m. That's when the links show as the due date. Do you have to do it on Sunday? Absolutely not. That's just the deadline. You must have it done by that time. Okay. In fact, the link is going to disappear at that time. So if you miss it, the link is gone. If you don't see it, then that means you missed the deadline. So you've got to get things done. We don't have to come to a physical class at a specific time and place, but that's how I can keep you accountable in an online class and make sure that you're moving along through the coursework at a pace that's appropriate for you to get everything done, is to have due dates, and I have to stick by them. I got to be strict about that. So please, please, please be aware of due dates. If you have a conflict, plan ahead, get it done beforehand. If you have a fantastic concert that you won tickets to, make sure you do your test beforehand. Everything is going to be open early. You just have to plan to get it done by that time. Okay, so please don't feel like you have to do things on Sunday. You certainly don't. You just have to have it done by Sunday. That is the deadline. Okay, so please don't miss an exam for any reason. I do not allow late testing. Okay. Every semester, I have students send me a text. I'll wake up on Monday morning and I'll have a text from a student that's like 2 in the morning and they're like, oh my gosh, I forgot the test, I missed it. And unfortunately, I have to just say to them, I'm sorry, you did miss it. Try to do well on the next test. So don't be that person. Set yourself up for success. You can do well in this class. You just have to pay attention to the due dates, okay? They are not flexible. Really the only thing that's going to get you a pass to do your test late is if you were pretty much literally dying, and I will require a doctor's note. So just be sure that if you have a major emergency, that you let me know as soon as possible and that you're prepared to send me the necessary documentation for that. All right. So a little bit about me as your instructor. I've been teaching for CVC for about 5 years now. I've taught in that time humanities, Arts 1301, this class, and art history. Maybe you've taken one of my other classes. If not, if you enjoy the teaching style, they're all very similar as far as how I present the material. So if you like that, then you might like one of my other classes as well. All completely online. You don't have to go to campus for any reason if you don't want to. That being said, you probably do need to have kind of a plan B in place for your technology. So like, for example, let's say you have a test due in 2 days, your laptop crashes, you need to have a plan B of what you're going to do in the case of that. So CVC does have labs that you can use, and they have a pretty reliable internet connection. Local libraries have computers that you can use. There's lots of restaurants that offer free Wi-Fi. You can go take your test at Starbucks, whatever you need to do. Dairy Queen has great Wi-Fi in most like rural communities. So have a plan B in place for if you have tech issues, and you will be good to go. I live in San Antonio with my husband and daughter, and so I'm not physically on any CVC campuses, but you can contact me anytime. I have my phone number, you can call or text, and I have my email address listed in the course information tab. So if you need me for any reason, you have any questions or concerns, it's my job to facilitate the class and facilitate your learning. Make sure you're meeting those course objectives. So please don't hesitate to contact me if you need help. I have those listed there. I do ask that you don't use Blackboard Mail. I know a lot of instructors use it. I've been encouraged to use it, but I just hate it, you guys. I really do. And here's my problem with Blackboard Mail is it doesn't tell me when you've sent me a message, and that's a problem. I need a notification of some kind. You know, I don't log into Blackboard every day. When I'm logging into Blackboard, it's usually for a specific reason, like I'm grading or I'm kind of checking to see, you know, if everyone is logged into something, or I'm making an update, checking a link. I'm logging into Blackboard for a reason because I do a lot of prep work beforehand, and it's not like I check Blackboard every day. Well, so I might not see your message for days and days, and if it's really important, you know, I want to get back to you within 24 hours of you making the request. So because of that, that's why I really don't like Blackboard Mail. If you have other instructors that have probably made you use that exclusively, I'm sorry to be different, but I really prefer CVC email or just calling or texting. That way I can help you as soon as I can. I don't want you to have to wait and have this long gap of time. If you have a need, I want to be able to meet it as soon as possible. So that's why I really prefer email. I check my CVC email every single day. Often even on the weekends, and obviously I have my phone with me all the time pretty much too. So if you need to get to me, that is the best way to do so. So I would highly encourage that. Again, all that contact info is there in the course information tab. So be sure you look at all the course information, take a look at the syllabus, get an idea of what you're going to be doing, you know, kind of look around in the course to see what the scope is, and then you get started on Unit 1 in the course content. Make sure you're ready for your first exam.